Oh
wow, okay.
God.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Do any of you know
I'm
what
sorry.
ET is short for?
I don't care.
Extraterrestrial?
No, it's got little fucking legs, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to Preacher and Preacher at the Movies, episode number 90. This week's movie is The Fly, and in part 2, our question of the week is best and worst creatures in sci-fi or even non-sci-fi movies, I guess. My name is Joe Lennon.
I'm Aidan Ralph.
Michael Ormond.
And welcome to our podcast.
For fuck's
Ken
sake.
Keegan. Hello, Ken.
Oh.
Fuck you, Joe.
Also,
Love
that's
it.
not the only thing you fucked up. We've
What did I
rebranded
fuck up?
again. What are you doing?
I'm not rebranding
We
that.
branded again.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we are.
I asked this before we even started recording, and it was nothing.
No, we are.
You know,
like,
you can't use the word guzzling, just to let you know.
no,
You
we're
better have it
we're jerking on Jeff. That's where it's.
Jerking on Jeff. Sorry, hold on.
Do you sit and work all week just thinking of
Jerking
you?
on
No, I was finished
All right,
watching
hold
The
on.
Flyer and I was like, yes, I got it.
It's because you were jerking on Jeff.
Yeah.
What,
It's
are
like,
you,
I was there whacking off. I was like, hold on a second.
what are you going
Oh,
to
it's
do?
good.
What are you going to do for the next films?
I don't know.
Like, you're going to
Yeah.
have to come up with something good.
Blow it on Borat.
If that was the next movie, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, damn it.
It's 28 days
Oh,
later.
my ears.
Zooming
All
on
right,
zombies.
fuck
At it. Anyway, so how was your week, gentlemen?
It was busy in work. It was, it was tough. But we got to see Dave Chappelle on Wednesday, which is a dream come true for me.
So fucking
You as well,
good.
right?
Oh, it was. It was so fucking good. So it was Dave
I did
Chappelle.
something productive with my time.
What?
Sat at home doing nothing.
You said
That's
on a
productive.
Wednesday. I did say productive.
That is
Yeah.
productive.
More productive than going to Dave Chappelle. I don't know.
John Stewart and surprise guest Michelle Wolf.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't say the wolf was coming.
You feel better, motherfucker?
Oh.
That was fucking class. I was
I
so
was-
happy with that this week. I was so excited, and I forgot about it until like Tuesday.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit.
That's
Tomorrow's
yeah.
Dave Chappelle. I was like texted you on. I was like, what's the plan for tomorrow?
Yeah.
You went on a date with Idal's mum.
Did you? She enjoyed herself. Like, you were really afraid that she wouldn't enjoy it because Dave
I
Chappelle's
was, yeah.
quite
Crass.
Vulgar.
vulgar, honest.
Mhm.
Doesn't hold back whatsoever. But then
Doesn't hold back.
I looked over at one stage.
No
and she had
topic is off.
she had her glasses off and she had tears streaming in her face with laughter at one stage. I was like, okay, this is
Mm.
gonna
She
be
was
alright.
probably crying over the racism.
Oh man, he was.
What does
He
society
did say
come to
whites.
today?
You whites are crazy. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So
No,
Catholic, Protestant. How can you tell who's who?
I'm only half met. Dave Chappelle, I'm sure is perfectly fine. I just had no.
That's the most
no
bland
shit.
review
Yeah.
of
I'm
Dave
sure it's
Chappelle.
perfectly fine. You
Yeah,
should
he's
hear me
perfectly
reviewing
fine.
Aiden's music in the car.
No, honestly,
No,
it's
it's
everyone's like, what do you think of this, Mick? And she's like,
It's
that's
alright.
alright.
That's my opinion on
Once
it.
in a while, you're like,
Yeah,
like
that's good.
I decided to
Or,
listen
that's
to.
shit.
I
Just
decided
doesn't want to
listen
hurt your
uh,
feelings so early in the morning. He's
Not
like,
even
"Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, he
fine."
won't hold back. He doesn't give a fuck. But we were listening to. I'd never listened to the Sex Pistols album. There's only one Sex Pistols album, if you don't know.
I was very surprised when Aiden said that.
I didn't
was
know
like,
there was only
oh, the
one
Sex
either,
Pistols, they're like one of those bands that probably have like 50 albums because they've been going for so long. It's like, nope, one album.
No, they were a
40
very short
minutes.
amount of time, weren't they? Only, like,
yeah, one
less-
album like 40 minutes, and Mick was like, "Oh, this isn't really my thing." And then like I
so
listened to it
much
again and
fame
again.
from one album. Jesus.
I know. I listened to it again and again, and he's like, "You know what? I'm turning around. This is
Yeah,
this is
it
pretty
was-
fucking good. Like, it's a really good
It's a
album.
good album.
Yeah, very well produced, and it's very, very accessible. Like, very easy to get into.
Mhm.
Like, if you like your punk, I mean, you like Blink-182 and Green Day and stuff.
Yeah.
You'll be into the Sex Pistols, man. They're
Yeah.
deadly.
Went
But
to see
yeah.
Venom as well.
Yeah, we also saw Venom. Yeah, which was great.
Taking
Really,
a
really
movie on a movie podcast. You saw a film.
fun. Yeah, I know. It was no, it was
Better
really
than
good.
I expected.
Yeah, better than we all expected, really, because like the critics are pissing
Mhm.
all over it, just saying.
And I
how
can
crap
see
it is.
why.
Kind
But
of,
at the
to
same
some
time,
degree,
I
but,
wasn't
like,
going in expecting. Like, I think maybe because I'd read some bad reviews,
Yeah,
I went in with lower expectations
Fair
than I
enough.
would usually have.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay.
yeah,
And then I was like, oh, no, you know what? That's not actually that bad.
yeah. It's
I will
actually really
say, the animated Spider-Man film that's coming out this year looks
great.
funny as fuck.
Look, oh, it's
Yeah.
incredible looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does look good. I look forward to that myself.
Yeah.
Ken, how was your week?
All right.
good. Moving on.
Like mixed reviews.
All right.
It's all
Are
right.
you ever going to get like a long spiel of like what you did this week? No.
I worked.
All right.
I
Yeah.
ate.
How's the training going?
I slept.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it.
The what? What was
The
how's
training?
Then you
Training
repeat it.
Oh, it's going grand.
Yeah.
It's all right. Apple is still shy.
I was waiting for that.
Correct. Let's move on
No,
very
I
quickly.
actually. With the job itself, because I'm constantly working with Apple, I can actually now kind of see how good their products are. Now, I'm not going... Hold on.
Don't you dare do this to us.
I'm not going to go out and become a fanboy and buy
Let
everything.
the love flow through you.
Let the light of Sir Tim enter your life.
But I can see where the fandom comes from.
Yeah.
With how well their products communicate with each other. But I it's how simple they are, but it's the background behind Apple that annoys me.
Yeah.
It's their systems and how everything operates behind their easy look of an operating system. It's that part that kind of annoys me, as where I like to have Samsung, which is open platform. I can do what the fuck I want with it. And still, like, it to me, obviously, because I've been using that for years, it's easy. But it's going well. I can see the appeal behind it, but still, it's not for me.
I have always said that they definitely have something where I'm like, they're beautiful machines.
Fucking great machines.
But today is a perfect example of one of the things I hate about, as you said, their background and how things run. And I had a customer who had her contact list. The contact list in...
Very small, by the looks of it.
No, it was pretty fucking full, but it was all like she had brought it over imported from the SIM.
Yeah.
Like every contact was about fucking 7 or 8 times. I was like, there's no delete all function on the contacts on an iPhone.
Yeah, there is. It's called reset.
I'm gonna have to double check it, but no, I don't actually care.
Fingers crossed he'll delete all his contacts.
By accident.
You can't hold.
I'm sure there's an option for select all.
No. You have to manually.
Oh, that's mad.
Doesn't
seem like there is.
Yeah, so I even had to look it up.
So there's no like press and hold option to select one and then select more as you go, no?
You've got to go in, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Into a contact.
Yeah, you pick a contact, then
go
you
to edit,
and then there's...
Down to the bottom.
Do you know what you probably have to
delete,
do, actually?
Contact, and that's it, one by one.
You probably have to buy a lightning connector that gives you a numeric keypad for you to hit select, scroll contact, select.
And how much will it cost, Ken?
$489.90
each
per contact.
Oh, that's fucking beautiful.
Anyway.
But that is the simple things where literally... it's one of those things where I'm like, you work so well as a device.
Does Android have a delete all function on its contact?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Don't worry, iOS 57 is probably going to have that feature.
Do you know what's another feature that Android has that they need to do in the contact list, which I discovered today? There's no merge.
Yeah.
There's no merge feature.
But you know what? Actually, hold on. If Apple were to bring that out in
looking.
iOS 40...
Yeah,
everyone would be like, "Oh my god, look what Apple done!" It's like, how the fuck?
10 years ago, bitch.
Yeah,
he's literally.
No, I'm actually just curious.
Like
they're
they're
little things that, like, when you're in a system trying to do something very simplified in Android, you're like, "Yeah, I can do that."
I'm gonna say because it annoys Apple fanboys.
You can link contacts,
but you can link them. Yes, but the
what the hell was that?
A train.
I thought it was a train.
I heard a train coming.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
It's coming through Cherry Orchard.
Yes,
is that our week then?
Really, really quickly.
Okay.
I was going to say something. The what's annoying me about the brand right now is they're bringing out the XR, the 10R.
Yeah,
it has the same screen resolution as the iPhone 5.
What?
Yeah.
DPI. If you look it up, it has the
DPI.
same screen DPI as the iPhone 5. Like, come on to fuck.
It's their low...
DPI is not...
It's their
like
low cost model.
Yeah, it's 500
I say
quid
low
cheaper.
cost. I'm going low cost with my quotation.
Yeah,
with massive pinch of salt with that.
Expensive,
Still 800 and something quid,
Yeah.
like, but...
It's 400 if you want. If you don't want it with the Apple logo on it.
What?
Yeah, and it says Samsung in the back.
In
It's
fairness,
called the J3.
I've extensively used...
J3 was more powerful if I remember seeing it.
But anyway, I can't. I'll get sacked by Tim Cook.
I've extensively used
You're not
those...
employed by Tim Cook.
I'm not, but he's good mates with my boss, so it's fine.
The iPhone 10s are actually a really nice device. Like, I've used them a lot.
They have a bezel.
Work.
What one is yours?
The notch.
Don't
Mine
get
is
me
the
started
7.
on that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of Android phones now that are going, we also have a notch.
Huawei. Yeah, pretty much.
It's pronounced Howie.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right then. Let's
ends
rock
phone
into
talk.
our film.
Phone Talk Friday.
We really our tech show is on this week. You can listen to it on all good places. Actually, you want to spill through where we can listen to our tech?
I might actually set that for later.
Not again.
All right, The Fly. So this is my choice.
1986.
86. I'd never seen this, but always wanted to. Jeff Goldblum.
Okay.
Holy shit.
So had anybody seen this before this week?
Yeah.
I had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Don't do that fly noise all night.
That was Ken.
Oh.
They're sound effects.
Look, he's only buzzing with you. Relax. Anyway.
Can I quit the podcast, Jim?
Yeah, sure. I was dying for you to do that, to be honest. No, just joking.
But if you are listening to this, we swear it's a good podcast. It'll fly by.
Oh man, I am buzzing right now.
That was already used, Joe. Leave.
I know, but it's still a good one.
Leave. I guess we're just gonna wing it.
1986 is The Fly.
Oh, look, don't bottle it. Come on. Anyway.
You're looking a bit blue in the face.
Oh, these puns are excellent. Anyway, so look, yeah, I'd seen this film for the first time. I think maybe the last year, maybe last year I watched it, or the year before. So I'd seen it relatively recently.
Oh, okay. It's as Joe was saying, it's always been on my. I really want to watch this list.
Just so you get that
got
Simpsons
around
joke.
to it. Yeah,
I know. It never popped up like it's a thing of I'm going to watch that tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Adele just suggested, can we watch The Fly? It's like Jeff Goldblum's in it, and it's it's a horror film I haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck it, let's go for it.
He's like the first thing you see, and his hair is fucking glorious.
So 80s.
Oh, that man.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Jerking on Jeff.
Yeah, jerking on Jeff, yeah.
Oh,
fuck.
man. Straight away, even my first thing was Jeff Goldblum's hair is glorious.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, yeah. So, you'd seen it. What was your original thoughts of seeing it and seeing it again? Did it change or?
No. My opinion is exactly the same as the first time I watched it. It's very dark and it's very this is jumping the ending, but like the ending is it's very sad and it's heartbreaking watching him eventually transform and go full fly.
Because it's over. It's such a long period. Well, it's over for a space of like I think it says like 4 months, 6 days or something like that. And it's that kind of genuine, or it's just that turn from like a couple of hairs straight to fuck. Yeah,
to his jaw falling off and then his leg muscles just disappearing.
Yeah, even when you see the start and beginning, like as the film starts off, he's at a science gala kind of thing. The reporter's looking for the story of her life.
Yeah.
And less than a minute later, and less than talking to each other for 2 minutes, they're fucking let's go back to your lab. Why the fuck not? Fucking weird in these days and age. You get raped for doing shit like that. That's crazy. Yeah.
That was a diatribe.
Very dark, very quickly.
But like something which I'm sure we'll discuss in the second half.
Creepy lab.
You don't see the fly until like you don't see the full fly until the very end of the film, and like the transition is very, very gradual.
See, that's the thing. I think it's not that the one thing is it's still him.
The horror of this film seems to be the transformation from regular Jeff Goldblum to crazy fly Jeff Goldblum.
Brundlefly. Brundlefly. I fucking love that.
How much did you love the
and the fact that he says Brundlefly can't do that? Like he calls himself in the third person almost. Of like, but Joe, Brundlefly could.
How good is the twitch that he employs?
He does it constantly. Yeah.
It's fucking
like
amazing
when you least expected it, and even the quick turns of the head.
Yeah, exactly.
This film for me just reaffirmed my opinion that Jeff Goldblum is this fantastic actor.
Yeah,
and his performance here is just outstanding.
Absolutely
phenomenal.
He just
powerhouse performance.
He just does so many little things that if you're not looking for them, they could go unnoticed. But they add so much to just what's happening to him. So the little twitches, the mannerisms, even as he's transforming, the way he starts to walk more creepily and kind of just act more it's a weird thing to say, but kind of act more insect-like, more skittish and more just reactionary. And even like the way he looks around or like constantly moves his eyeballs and stuff, it's just... it's
as Aidan
just said, a powerhouse performance.
Like going back to the early beginning of things, say the way his eyes react with her straight away being interviewed and stuff like that, and when he's doing the tests and the baboon and stuff like that, and you have the way his eyes are kind of more loving in a way than anything else. He's still got hope, but this lonely kind of scientist who's been on his own for so long.
Yeah.
As everything changes that when he goes through, that there's it's like a completely different actor at times when you see the way he uses his eyes to do things. Like one of the scenes I thought was fucking weird. The waking up in bed, and I get the idea of reaction sort of thing and stronger type thing. But he becomes a fucking gymnast.
Oh,
like it's one of my only gripes that I have about this film is where he's like a gymnast.
I always wondered where his adopted daughter in Jurassic Park 2 figured out the gymnast moves. It was from Jeff Goldblum in this film.
And the only reason he was on the island because he was a fly on one of the pieces of shit and transformed back.
And that was one big piece of shit.
Yeah,
that is one
big pile of shit.
Yeah, that scene for me, and there's silence during the whole thing. She, like, what's her name?
Gina Davis.
Just sitting there.
She's just in shock, and I was pretty much watching it like her reaction, going, "What?
Yeah.
Wouldn't he start maybe climbing the walls or jumping up or flying? Maybe."
No, I love how it's a very gradual thing. So it's just like a little bit of extra strength here and there, stamina, and it eventually evolves to like when Gina Davis won't go through the thing, so he goes out to the bar and he fucking snaps your man's arm during
so grim, isn't it?
I was not expecting
during the
that
arm
at
wrestling
all.
thing. It's like, oh Jesus!
It was
kept
not
imagining
easy.
him slamming his arm down and he goes flying across the room or something like that because of the strength. And instead, the camera doesn't move and the fucking bone just.
That is not any easier watching it the second time. In fact, it's more difficult. I knew the arm was about to snap when I was watching. I was like, oh God. And they're trying to eat my dinner and shit. Not easy watching dinner watching this film, I'll tell you that much.
You watched it?
Or sorry, not easy eating dinner.
You couldn't eat it while watching it,
It's tough.
Again, that's one of those things which we have totally jerked off to a million times, but practical effects.
Yeah, baby.
In this film were through the roof. The first time, like, she goes, "You're changing," blah, blah, blah. It was like, and he does that quick little, like, motion thing. It was like, you're just trying to destroy me.
Yeah.
And he has the quick,
yeah.
like that, and he goes, does this command that's who's ill or sick or whatever? And he punches the
wall.
wood,
Yeah.
and it breaks the pieces of wood off. You're like, holy shit. And then the realization in the bathroom where the fucking fingernail.
Oh, it's
the
so horrible.
The only problem I have with that is
The
it was
top of
just
his
a bit
fingers
too
looks
long.
really fat.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, they
that
did.
was only that my only problem with it. But
But I think you
to
could
zoom in on it,
you could
fuck.
you could write that off as part of the like mutation
Yeah,
effect.
you could,
So it's like
100%,
his fingers are
yeah.
getting weird bubbly, and then watching him take the fingernails off was actually more disgusting than the arm break thing for me, because I was like, oh God, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
The idea of your fingernail coming off is so disgusting, and him just like picking them off and then biting them off, or the bit where he loses like his 3 teeth
Yeah.
and he
Oh,
puts
yeah.
them in the fucking natural museum of
That's really fucking weird. One of my favorite lines he says in that is when he takes the second fingernail off, thing like that, he kind of falls back a bit in the bath, and it's just like, is this it? Is this how?
Is this how I die?
Is this how I
Is this
die?
how it starts?
Am I dying?
In another
Is
actor's hands, that talking himself, that could have
corny.
been so fucking lame.
Yeah.
But Jeff pulled it
Not
off,
Jeff.
man.
You can see it in Jurassic Park the way he talks.
Yeah.
Like, and if he was the
Now
only
I'm talking to
one,
myself. Now I'm sitting in the car with myself. Talking to myself.
he pulls that kind of
Once again, my theory's
crazy
proved.
talk off every time.
Yeah.
But even before the fly transformation stuff, if we're talking about practical effects, like that inside out baboon
Oh fuck yeah!
was just like, you see, obviously they've done the teleportation across, and you just see like what looks like a stump hit the window and blood, and it's like, oh God, what's this going to look like? And you open it up and it's just this real disgusting inside out baboon. And I was like, ooh. But it just looked
it's
so
pulsating as well, and it's still
and it even
alive.
looks like it still has a tongue, so it's just like, ugh.
That was incredible. Yeah.
I guess if I had to, I know we've been all positive so far. My only kind of negative criticisms kind of come from overthinking things.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the whole premise of the whole premise of the film is that he gets spliced with another organic piece of material.
Yeah.
in the teleportation thing. There is no way. Like, you're covered in bacteria and all these other organic things.
That is a common thing.
So it's kind
of
just like, well, how come the fly is the thing that gets detected, but not like all the millions of bacteria or dirt or anything else that you're covered in from your day-to-day life? Like,
yep.
Never occurred to me myself, but yeah, that's
that is
100%
correct. And that has been. There's so many different things. When I was looking up trivia, which we'll get to later, but it's
and in fairness,
it's mentioned quite a lot of. You have to take the artistic. It's a movie.
Take that away. It's
just
like
suspend disbelief.
Suspend disbelief.
Yeah.
You have to do it, and that's why I said it's a nitpicky criticism, because it's not even a criticism. It's more just if I'm thinking about this in a realistic way. My two things would be: why would bacteria not get spliced in with people when they transported, and why would the computer's first thought be to merge everything together?
I mean,
why not just go, oh, I can't do this, let's not do anything?
He explains that in the film, though. He hadn't taught it to differentiate between different things. It's like when they're doing the steak test.
But in fairness, if you're building a machine like that, you're not taking into account transporting two things at once, so it shouldn't even work. But again, suspension disbelief. I'm just being nitpicky.
We wouldn't
because
have a film.
The film ends when he goes to transport themselves. I cannot transport. Fly in chamber. I was like,
credits.
And I was like, thank God I built that failsafe in.
Imagine the spider had been in there.
Yeah.
Also, like, the other thing
that'd
is,
be a sequel.
You could call it something like.
But yeah,
Spider.
If I had to,
maybe?
very nice.
I'm being intentionally nitpicky because I've nothing else bad to say about this film.
If I were to, as a non-scientific guy, because I've never done science in school and stuff, if I had
that
to,
makes sense.
If I had to, thank you very much, you fucking prick. As a non-scientific guy, if I had to guess, I'd imagine maybe there's a minimum sort of size of something that the telepod has to detect.
I would have thought.
Would that make sense?
It would have been a clean room environment type thing, and especially when you have, in a clean room where you have the like come down to kind of get rid of any bacteria or anything in the air. When it starts up and you hear the go off on it, I imagine that's it cleaning, and then it takes the material. But
it's a Fred in the shed
to
situation as well. Like,
in fairness, considering
that's
the worst thing I have to say about this film, and it's me saying something just so I can say something negative, like, it shows you how much I really like this film.
I really enjoyed watching this film. Like, there wasn't, I can't really think. There was a few things I did think it was like, I wonder if that turned a few heads.
I understand why they did it, but I could have probably done without the whole abortion subplot.
I put that in there, and I go,
no,
it must have turned a few heads when it was released.
I understand that it's tugging on the emotional part, and it did give us that fucking weird scene where Gina Davis gives birth to like a fucking maggot thing.
Yeah, that was deadly though.
Oh god,
that was terrifying. That was fucking terrifying. Her dream thing. Yeah,
I guess you have to have that emotional context.
Well, look at it this way. I bet you that was the only mention of abortion in that times. All right, where every single anti-abortion thing were like, no, she needs to get that shit out of her. Like, no, she can't give birth to a fucking fly. I bet you it was the only time that it was like, you know what? I'm Catholic, but that's happening. That shit's
if she
happening.
was to give birth to a fly, it'd be like, squeeze.
Just imagine like a little blue ball. It's like, I don't feel it. Oh, look, there he is.
That is one of the parts of the plot line that I thought was a bit much, but it doesn't come full circle until the end. And I think the abortion plot comes more into it as soon as he realizes.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! It could be the
it's the whole reason.
Great line where he takes her up onto the roof after breaking her out, and it's that, and he delivers it perfectly, and it's that moment of, please don't get rid of the last of me. It's like that. I have no future. I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm gone. I'm gonna be a fly in a week.
But please don't get rid of what's left of me. That is chilling.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that he still had that humanity left to even get that line out.
And it's. Isn't it crazy as well, like John Getz' character? I mean, that he sort of almost becomes the hero of the film. I mean,
I was going to say that, the sleazy editor at the start is like, I hope this guy isn't in this film for the rest of it. Yeah. But then by the end, you're like, okay, he's trying to do the right thing now.
Yeah, and like, you think that like being the hero of the film, so to speak, wouldn't be as costly, but man, it cost him an arm and a leg.
Let's just stop with the real
Oh,
bad
that was
jokes.
so good. Oh man, how long were you thinking about that for?
While I was watching earlier, I was like, boom.
Arm and a leg.
Jerking on Jeff, arm and a leg, boom. In
That
the
was
bank.
really fucking cool scene.
Yeah, very good, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah.
like, and do you know what? It reminded me of so many different ones. Like, whoa, well, one of them has a gun. You're fucked. You know, you're fucked. And it just grabs him, melts his fucking arm off.
Yeah,
and
that the
it's like,
vomit
oh.
stuff is just like, oh god.
Yeah.
That scene where he's filming, I figured out how to eat today. It was, as you can see my teeth, and he's like, "Are you rolling? Are you rolling?"
Are you watching, kids?
I thought that was really fucking cool.
Yeah, it's deadly.
Kind of like that last kind of, you know what? People need to see this, and even your man. What's the guy's name? Do you remember?
What? John
Plays
Getz?
that's him. Yeah.
Yeah.
His reaction watching it. Oh, Jesus! Fucking love that.
Yeah.
I said that. I goes, just when you think the sleazy editor is going to be the hero, he gets
Yeah.
acid puke.
Well, he's still kind of the hero because he does shoot the pod.
Oh fuck yeah, he does.
Yeah,
doesn't
he shoots
Yeah,
the pod so
fuck.
Gina Davis
Yeah.
doesn't get combined into the fly.
Fuck yeah, that seemed like a last ditch, like losing the humanity. Because I remember at that time, but just before that happened, and I think it was after the whole clinic and him taking her.
You jumping in through the window.
You kind of wanted him to win in a way. I think at one stage of the film, I was like, God, I really hope he has a happy ending to this, knowing it's not going
Yeah,
to
it's
happen.
never going to happen.
Was kind of heartbreaking in a little way, because you're like, kind of feel, you really do feel bad for the, as he's supposed to be the villain by the end of it.
Yeah. I was wondering, like, I had an idea how the film ended. I assumed he was killed. But I was wondering if it would maybe be kind of where District 9 got its ending from, where... Have you ever seen District 9?
No, I've never seen it. No.
Do you care about the ending of it?
Holy shit.
Oh?
You've seen
Kenny
District
Keegan,
9.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Fucking great movie.
Yeah, it's actually
Oh,
very
really?
much worth a watch. In the
Okay.
same vein as this. So, it's actually... I don't know whether it's intentionally similar,
Okay.
but I get a similar vibe from it in that Charlito Copley's character is this South African, like... He's a South African... I'm trying to think of the correct word. It's like he's dealing with aliens in South Africa.
Okay.
It's this whole thing
Alright.
where aliens came to Earth and they became refugees and they were made live in like this mad slum. But then they want to clear out the slum and move them to like a worse camp. But he goes into the camp, gets infected with something, and then starts to transform into one of these aliens.
Oh.
But it's
that
very
is
good.
very similar.
Yeah.
Like, I can see the...
I
where you're
won't.
getting
Yeah, I won't
the
bring up
ideas.
the ending, but suffice to say, I thought the ending of that might happen in The Fly, but it didn't. He died.
Totally, completely different. But there is a huge part of the film we haven't even touched base on yet, and that's there is a love story there.
And I think it's necessary for the film because if Brundle doesn't have, or Brundle doesn't have,
Your fucking names, Jesus.
there's
Mick
a
likes
Brundle
to,
flea.
he likes to make his own ones up. It's
there
great.
is there is a Formula One commentator called Mark Brundle.
You say
It's
Brundle.
based on him,
I
isn't it?
say
I don't know.
Brundle.
It's based on a Martin or a Mark Brundle.
Is
The
it?
character is named
Oh,
after
okay.
some...
But yeah, like without that emotional connection, I don't think this is there's no story here because it would just be a loner scientist who had an accident that gradually transforms into a fly.
Yeah, because there's so
Like-
many of those happy moments that
Yeah.
they showed us, the couple. Like, I know it's over a short space of time, but like in full completion, as we said, in 4 months. Their love before that is probably about the same amount of time. Like, the one thing I found really come full circle of, people change in relationship type thing is at the start she doesn't wear, the whole thing of personal items. I don't wear jewelry.
Yeah.
There's a
And he
beautiful
gets
moment
her
where there's a
the
jewelry.
necklace, yeah.
He whispers in her ear, you can see him say, I love you. And it's the first time they say, I love you. And then it's like this really kind of nice moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the while knowing, oh, this is going to go south so good.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, the downfall.
Yeah.
But
That
no,
was
it's,
beautiful.
Yeah, it's without, again, the film is more effective because not only is he losing his humanity, but the only person it seems like he's ever properly connected with is witnessing this and is kind of being not torn apart. Well, being torn apart by it, and it's just that effect, like the effect it has on her, makes what's happening to him more horrifying.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, and I think that's why I got really attached to his character, even when bad things were
and
happening.
you want him to succeed because he developed this connection, and then all of a sudden has this accident and becomes this murderous fly.
Murderous fly. I like that.
No one suspects the butterfly.
No one suspects the butterfly. What do you think of the AI, the computer? Because it did play a seminal part, and it seems like it's its own kind of entity in the film.
I always like what people in the 80s thought future technology would look like, with the giant buttons.
Yeah, or asking it a question and it actually gives you an answer. It's like, come on.
I'm sorry, I can't do that
like
for you.
Google or Alexa,
Except it
Very early Google.
so it's more like Siri then.
very
Think of like the Apple Maps of that kind of thing. Yeah, no, kind of really interesting the way their take on it. The computer looked, or we see it as dated, but like it definitely must have been like a fucking marvel of the fact that like when he re-engineers the whole thing to find out what the other second entity in there was. There's just that it's fully zoomed in, and it's just computer graphics out to like this digitally enhanced.
It's like the opposite of the Blade Runner enhanced moment.
It's already fully enhanced.
Dehance.
Oh, that made me laugh so much. I was like, that is so bad.
No, I like that.
Did you?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that works for me. I don't know.
It's a good reveal for Jeff Goldblum's character. It's like, I think that's finally when he realizes, oh crap, I was merged with a fly.
Yeah.
What happened to Fly? What I really liked is his actual like his speech stayed very similar, but his like the way he's typing every time you see something different on the hand, like the merging of the hand into
that
like
was disgusting,
like
into Zoidberg fingers
and all that.
Excellent.
His questions went from something of what has happened to the fly to
Brundle fly, blah.
Where fly?
Yeah, so he starts
like
to lose the mental capacity.
That even there you go, little things that really fucking made a difference.
Yeah.
Joe, do you want to rock into your fact?
Sure, I can.
That's a fact.
Facts, Max.
Just the facts, ma'am.
I figured I had to make it louder this week.
Yeah, good. It's always way too low.
You can hear us breathing over it, can't you?
Oh, I can't hear a thing.
Facts. All right, let's do this. In a 1987 interview on Sinister Image, Vincent Price revealed that when this remake was released, Jeff Goldblum wrote him a letter saying, "I hope you like it as much as I liked yours." Vincent Price was touched by the letter, and he composed a reply and went to see the film, which he described as wonderful right up to a certain point. It went a little too far. That is pure Vincent Price. What an ass.
Who's Vincent Price? Sorry.
The actor, the voice. I'm not even going to try.
Hello. Yeah.
It's based on that kind of. Yeah.
Because he's in. I'm just
Vincent
looking
Price
at,
is
he's in the
a
original.
famous.
He's in the original film. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so another one is scripted but never filmed was a segment meant to have followed the deleted monkey cat scene. Did you ever hear it?
No.
Is that where he merges a monkey and a cat?
Okay. That's the next one after, but it's a homeless lady screams after interrupting Brundlefly as he feeds out of an open dumpster. Brundlefly seizes the bag lady and disintegrates her face with his vomit. Before he finishes feeding on the woman's corpse, Brundlefly's humanity emerges for a moment, just long enough to contemplate the horror of his subhuman existence. It was cut.
I'm kind of glad it was cut because
It sounds lovely.
seeing that vomit stuff disintegrate a hand for the first time in the ending scenes kind of made it way more effective.
Yeah,
because you're not expecting it. Whereas if he'd done it to someone before, it's like, oh, okay, he's just going to do this again.
Which is why on the video where he's watching, you don't see him do it. You just see the reaction of your man.
Yeah,
so,
makes sense.
So the infamous cat monkey scene is actually the one that caused so much controversy, where Brundlefly fuses a cat and the remaining baboon and then beats it to death with a lead pipe. Was cut following a Toronto screening. According to producer Stuart Cornfield, the audience felt that there was no turning back for Seth, and they lost all sympathy for his plight, which caused the rest of the film to not play out as well. In Cornfield's own words, if you beat an animal to death, even a monkey cat, your audience is not going to be interested in your problems anymore.
Yeah.
So true. So
Fair.
like,
Makes sense, yeah.
this is why people have like early screenings. The original director was actually Tim Burton.
Oh,
really?
I'm so glad that didn't get made.
I know.
It probably would have turned into like a musical.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have been Jeff Goldblum. It would have
Johnny
been
Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
As a
Gina
kid.
Davis would have been Helena Bonham Carter.
Well, not necessarily true. Tim Burton made Beetlejuice with Gina Davis.
True.
So, there's that. So you don't know. Anyway, yeah.
So one of the ones I had to find on information on the transformation, because it was just because it's so slow played out. The transformation was broken up into 7 distinct stages. Jeff Goldblum was spending many hours in the makeup chair for Brundle's later incarnation. Stage 1 and 2 are subtle, rash-like skin discoloration that leads to facial lesions and sores, with a tiny fly's hairs dotting around Goldblum's face. I didn't notice that as much, like the face one actually.
I think there were times when you could see that he just looked poorly, but it was not as obvious, I should say.
Not until he's in the jacks looking at himself in the mirror trying to shave them shits.
That's when shit got out.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to do a thing where he pulled the hair and it just kept pulling and pulling and pulling. I'm very glad they didn't do that as well.
In addition to the patch of fly hairs growing out of the wound on Brundle's back, stages 3 and 4 are piecemeal prosthetics covering Goldblum's face and later his arms, feet and torso. With bald spots, crooked prosthetic teeth beginning with stage 4 to 4B. Deleted from the film. This variant of stage 4 was only seen in the monkey cat scene, which you can check out. It's released. They released all those scenes.
Fun.
I'd be interested to actually see that and just see how bad it was.
It's all right. Like you see it.
Joe, you heard it here first. Joe enjoys baboon
It's
cat
kind of
monkey.
a weird walk to it as it runs into one corner. He just picks up a pipe and he goes to town on that shit. So that was the lead from the film, Monkey Cat, and required Goldblum to wear the first of 2 full-body foam latex suits, as Brundle has stopped wearing clothing at this point. Stage 5, the second full-body suit, which is the one it skips to in the actual cut, is more exaggerated deformalities, which also require Goldblum to wear distorting contact lenses that made one eye look larger than the other. Stage 6, the final Brundle fly creature, referred to as Spacebug by the film's crew, depicted by various partial and fully body cable and rod control puppets.
So that's looks like a fly head one.
Yeah. Stage 7 is the last, which is a puppet, which represented the mortally injured Brundlefly telepod fusion creature, initially dubbed the Brundle Boot, and later the Brundle Thing by the crew, as seen in the final moments. So they're the all thing. You've seen most of them, but you're missing 2 stages of him, which are in those 2 deleted scenes.
Okay.
You should check them out just to see.
That is a fun fact.
Gina Davis claims that the only time she felt grossed out by the amount of gore was in the scene where Set's ear falls off and she holds him. She states her reaction is actually genuine. Holding the face of the Goldblum's face was not acting, and she was indeed really grossed out.
I forgot about that bit until just now. That was very disgusting. Not my ear. Oh God, my ear.
And then it has that really beautiful moment of help me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which has been in so many different films. Several versions. So that was quite long, so I cut it down a little bit. Several versions of a happier ending were shot, but ultimately never used. 2 alternate endings were filmed, in which Veronica has another dream of her unborn child, this time as a baby with beautiful butterfly wings.
Okay.
Yeah. She wakes up in both and is revealed to still be pregnant in one, while her pregnancy is left open in the other. Another 2 versions featured her having an unseen nightmare and being comforted by Status, who in the version states the baby is his, and in another that it is dead. Jeff Goldblum admits to being angry about the film's Status endings, as he felt Veronica ending up with Status undermined the tragedy of the film. Eventually it was decided that although some of the filmmakers, including producer Stuart Cornfield, liked the alternate ending, it was more appropriate to end with Set's death, as according to Cornfield, once your hero is dead, your movie's over.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, true.
I
true
agreed.
fact.
If she had have ended up with the ratty producer guy, that would have been terrible.
Yeah, it would have been pretty shit.
The whole film she's trying to get away from him. Even though he does his thing, it doesn't change the person he is truly when you see how fucking horrible, and the relationship doesn't work.
Yeah.
And the love that she has for Brundle just doesn't make sense then. She's like, I'll just go back to the guy who was treating me like fucking garbage.
At that point, she's a flip-flopper, and you'd have no sympathy for her either.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Have you got more facts?
I could do one more if you wanted, because I'd done those 7. I thought there were 3 of them were very long.
Yeah, okay.
But I can definitely throw in another one that I had here.
Yeah, just for the crack.
Like,
So, after watching some of his early films, director Martin Scorsese asked to meet David Cronenberg. Upon meeting him, Scorsese said he looked like a Beverly Hills plastic surgeon, which inspired Cronenberg to give himself as the cameo as the doctor in the abortion clinic.
Oh, nice. I've a fact for you, which
Go
I just
on.
read a few minutes ago. On June 15, 2018, Jeff Goldblum said he'd be interested in doing a sequel only if Cronenberg was involved, even though his character died. Goldblum said, "Can I do a Goldblum impression? I don't know if I can. I don't think my character would be involved because of the... No, I can't. I don't think my character would be involved because, of course, they got tragically mutated with the fly and then the machine. Oh, boy, but maybe I show up as the grandchild of the original Seth Brundle, or if Seth Brundle had a brother. Had a brother that merges in some ways. Who knows? I don't know, but David Cronenberg was a thrill to work with. Boy, if he was involved, I'd like to work with him again, I'll tell you that. So
that sounds like a
there is
rambling Jeff
there is more
Goldblum
Fly
interview.
films.
yeah.
There is more Fly films.
I know that,
They
yeah,
don't
but-
make really sense to this continuing story.
Mm.
The original one they wanted to do for The Fly, direct sequel to it,
Yeah.
was all actors back type thing. The way
What
they were
is
going to
that
do
film, though?
it. So what they're going to do is your one, what's her name, Gina
Gina Davis.
her character's still working for that company.
Okay.
They seized the computer afterwards. Brundle's full DNA makeup was copied onto the machine, so technically he's still kind of alive in the machine.
Yeah.
So what they're going to do is the company was using it to further clone
Okay.
type thing. Gina's character, of course, works it out. Blah blah. Her and Brundle work together to try to reanimate or re-engineer a body for him, which he'd come back, and that was the whole idea. And I wouldn't mind; they were all on board for it. They didn't go ahead with it, and they made a shit Fly 2 supposedly. So
With what's his name from Pulp Fiction? The guy that was the original Martin McFly. What's his name?
Oh, fuck. Oh, I know who you're
he
talking
looks
about.
like
Eric
a fly.
Stoltz. Eric
Yeah.
Stoltz. So yeah, that's messed
Eric
up.
Stoltz, yeah. Fuck.
So
Oh,
Cool.
Yeah.
We rock
List.
into the list.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Chip, you know what? You just made the list.
Oh, no. Oh, here we go.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
List time. So, what are we thinking, gentlemen? Does anyone have any kind of first passes as to where we want to go?
Let me open up the thing and I'll tell you.
I'm around.
Funny you should mention the thing.
No.
I was looking at the list earlier on when I added our previous film to it.
Oh, you done it this week? Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, did I was thinking? I did write down my spot. I thought it would be perfect in.
15.
Whoa! Wow, you're really
You're
high.
that high in it, really?
15,
I
yeah.
fucking love
No
this
way.
film. And
It's amazing. I'm putting it above
15?
Superbad, below Doctor Strangelove.
Let's have a
Wow.
look. Let's have a look.
It's very high.
15. Oh wow!
I would watch
Strange,
this film
Superbad.
again tomorrow.
I'll be honest. I love this film, but to me, it's not better than The Thing. I do fucking love The Thing.
I love The Thing as well, and to me it was a nice comparison because they're both like creature features.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, it depends on the mood I'm in, I guess. I'm very high on The Fly though. Like
loved
I
it,
like
yeah.
the near sci-fi story stuff.
What could we do? 17 then, maybe.
You're saying under The Thing?
Yeah.
I could see that too. Like,
I really, really liked it. I wouldn't have had it as high as that,
Mhm.
but like,
Okay.
I don't know where I'd have it because, like, I mean, I prefer The Thing to it. I prefer. What
I
else
know
is
you're
there?
very high on it.
Yeah. I prefer. Jesus, what else would I prefer to? I'd
You'd
probably,
prefer Baby Driver, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd probably prefer Screen to it, for example. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, there's this.
My
you know.
original thought was I always write it down as soon as I watch it. I look at the list.
Mhm.
My first initial was 20.
Oh, so you were saying below The Nice Guys.
Yeah, I was about there.
Ken, what do you
but
think?
The more I look
I'm
at
going to
it-
be straight out and honest and leave it to the three of you because
I didn't
actually
watch this
forgot
film.
to watch the movie. And
I forgot that, sorry.
Yeah, it's been years since I have seen the movie.
You have
and
seen it, though.
I have seen it, 100%. And I cannot remember half of the stuff that you were saying. I was
Mhm.
like, wait.
Did that happen?
I was like, I vaguely remember it happening.
Yeah.
I thought Bono
well,
was
you're-
in this film.
Yeah, it's a good song. It's a good song.
So, yeah. I will leave.
Yeah. Sorry, I actually thought you were joking earlier on when you said you didn't watch it.
No,
I knew you were serious.
I was wondering why you were so quiet.
Yeah, I just said
was
I'm
this
going
week,
to
wasn't
leave
he?
the three of you. I'm going to throw in a pun every now.
You're putting on
and
your
again.
producer hat and just I'm producing this week.
Yep.
Okay, so then it's down to the three of us.
Just the three
again,
of yous.
I'm very high, so I'm high on this film, as we said. But I'm like, if you guys want to go lower than 15, like that's fine with me. Or I think I was saying 15, but I can see arguments for it being under the thing. I can see arguments for it being under it. I can see arguments for it being under Baby Driver.
I can see arguments the other way too, though. That's the thing. I mean, just it's for me, it's personal preference, preferring the Nice Guys, Baby Driver, and It over this one.
I will say.
Oh, I do. I honestly, Baby Driver is a better film, but I'm
so I was actually going to go the other way. I was like, I really liked Baby Driver when I first saw it. I wasn't as enamored with it the second time around.
Oh, I was. I've seen it several times now. I still love it.
What's funny is if I look up further, I liked it definitely more than Strange Love and Wizard of Oz. But
but no, I think.
But I think it deserves. I think
Strange Love. I think I was very high on. I know Aiden was very high on the Wizard of Oz. I think that's why those two are that far up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I could see arguments either way. So it's kind of just. All I can do is say what I am, and I'm pretty high on this, and I know I would watch this again over Superbad. Again, I can kind of see, and that's the weird thing, because Superbad is high because you guys were high on it, and I wasn't as high on it.
Yeah.
Like I would have put The Thing and It over Superbad.
Oh, I think I said it in the Thing. I would have put The Thing above Superbad as well.
But like we're doing a combined list, so that's not how that works. So yeah, I think between The Thing and The Fly, that's where my kind of comparison is. And because they're both such similar films, creature-wise, I could put either one. Like, I'm happy with it either above or below The Thing if we want to, because I know Aiden's not as high on it.
No. Honestly, I think I think it's because The Fly is amazing, but it is. I think it's a tough watch. It's just purely because of the emotion and just just watching him transform, and it is fucking heartbreaking. It's amazing.
I think that's probably for me why it's a little more effective than The Thing.
Yeah.
Because The Thing, you don't give a shit about it. Like
it's completely
they
emotionless.
capture and kill this thing, and you wouldn't care.
The thing that works with The Thing is
the
suspense.
The fact
that you
have
fucking
no
never
idea.
know. You've no idea. And someone said it before. The creatures. You don't see much of the creature until certain parts. And it goes, yeah, but technically you see the creature on
all
screen
the time.
All the time.
Yeah,
you just don't know. That's what's fucking amazing about that film.
And trying to spot what the actors did to kind of make it out that they're
I didn't know
the
about
creature.
that until after we watched it. I remember that. I was like, I did not know there was tells at all.
So yeah, I mean,
what could 17 work then?
If everyone's happy with 17, I could go with 17.
I'd still put Baby Driver above myself, but like, what do you guys think?
I would personally. I mean, I could see It going above it.
Yeah.
But I would probably.
I would
err on the side on that and kind of no. I have to put
What
The
were
Fly
you
above
then,
I
Baby
could live
Driver.
with that. Yeah, that would be where my line. I couldn't put it lower than that though.
You wouldn't put it over. You wouldn't put it under Baby Driver.
No, I'd need it above it.
Well, that's fair enough then. Like if that's 2 against 1, so let's put it at.
Okay, so are we
18.
saying at 18 underneath It?
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Number 18 it is.
Yes.
We're 18, a high one
That
this
one
week.
flew up the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, and looking at the films we do have coming, I don't see any of them in the top 20 unless 28 Days Later really wows me. The rest is
Oh, not a chance. Like Borat won't. Like I'm.
Borat's not going to be high on it. It's one of those slapstick. It's not going to be high on the list, but
It will be for me,
like,
but I know it's not going to be for you guys.
Hush. We'll see.
Hush is the one I'm actually unsure about because
The fuck is that?
it's the one I picked for the Halloween film.
It's a cover version of a 60s song by Cooler
Did you
Shaker.
not pick The Fly?
No, Joe picked.
Oh,
The
you
Fly.
did. All right, okay.
Yeah, and then we have like what?
Yeah,
our bad film. And
Yeah,
then,
Hush is the one I'm really weird about because it's a Netflix original, so it's like it could actually be. My brother says.
I think I'm the only one that's seen it.
My brother
I'm not-
says it's good, and you've said it's you've said it's good.
Yeah, you'll see.
Yeah, so that could either be really high or really low.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
Just be quiet about it. No spoilers, Joe.
I'm
Just
hoping.
keep it hush.
I'm hoping
I
it's
was wondering
more.
where he was going
I'm
with
hoping
that.
it's more it and not so much Franklin. I really hope it's not a Franklin. Anyway.
No, it's
no,
not
no,
Franklin. It's not Franklin.
Yeah. Final thoughts on The Fly.
I really fucking enjoyed this
Yeah.
film. And
Yeah.
you know what? You know one of those ones you hear so much hype over the years, and cult films like from the 80s and 90s tend to do that for me, where you're like, everyone's like, you haven't seen it. Oh, you need to see it. Oh, it's one of the best films of all time. And it's like, okay. And when you finally watch it, you're like, yeah, it was good. And this is one of those films where it was an emotional roller coaster of fucking awesome.
I was absolutely,
That's my quote. You can quote me
absolutely
on that.
not let down.
Yeah.
No, not a letdown
I'm
at all.
glad you guys enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed this film.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. And I was like, as soon as you picked it, I was like, yeah, that's a good pick. That's a really good fucking film.
It's
That's a
been
good
on my to watch list for way too long.
Yeah, no, it's a good one to
glad
mark
to get
off
it.
that list. So yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
I think we can rock
Yeah, I
into
think that's
part
it.
2, our question of the week, can't we?
for sure.
All right. And welcome back to part 2 of our question of the week. It is best and worst creatures in movies and TV. Who wants to go first?
Not me.
Not me.
Just
None. Okay. Well, Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, it's obvious. It's an obvious one because we just talked about it in the first half. The Fly. That's a good creature, bro.
You like The Creature in the Fly?
I thought The Creature in the Fly was excellent. Yeah,
Okay.
very well done. Even just
Of course, we were talking about it.
the progression and stuff. It's
I'm putting a moratorium on that. We do the
Again?
second half first thing.
What are you talking about?
Fine. We'll end that. We'll end it. All right, that's another thing.
I have an article open from Den of Geek. The top 100 TV and movie monsters. Number 98, Ghoulies from Ghoulies. That picture looks terrifying.
You've never seen the did you say the Goonies?
No,
No,
Ghoulies.
Ghoulies.
There's no creature in the Goonies. Unless you count Sloth, I guess.
Sloth is kind of a
He's
creature.
not a creature. That's just stop ragging on like a deformed person.
Yeah, he's just an ugly bloke.
To me,
Just-
I'm going to count deformed as creature
wow.
in a
Okay.
film.
So you're a creature.
Whee.
Nicely done off camera, man.
You are welcome.
There's a reason we don't let Ken on camera.
Hey, you guys.
I think the Star Wars universe has quite a few good ones.
Yeah, like contrary to one of the comments, there are some great creatures in Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Chewbacca, come on,
Okay.
straight away.
Yeah,
Like who doesn't like it? Like an 8-foot tall walking carpet.
yeah. No,
like-
I think he's.
I think there's more bad creatures than good creatures in Star Wars.
You going
Think so?
Ewoks?
I'm not even talking about Ewoks. I'm just talking about have a look at those dumb-looking random aliens that are in the background of like the cantina with their fucking.
No, I like all that stuff. It's very
Yeah.
Jim Henson or something like that.
They are really bad looking, though. I will agree with
No,
you
I
on
can
this.
I can appreciate it, but it's still they look ridiculous, and how half of those creatures would function in day-to-day life is a mystery to me.
Yeah, well, you're going to be the first to go when the alien invasion happens. You say, oh, you guys are uglies. Like, yeah,
so mean.
I'm just saying, if any visitors are watching right now, I don't share these views. And I welcome our ant overlords or whatever the fuck.
I think our
Where
alien.
the shit were you going with that?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know where it was going.
He's trying to appeal to our future alien overlords.
Exactly.
future
But you-
alien
By
overlord.
quoting The Simpsons
Yeah,
at them.
you won't be able to blame me though.
Hey,
I
I
voted
voted
for
for Kodos. Classic.
I'd say for me, I don't know if it's my favorite one, but the xenomorphs from the
Yeah, they're
Alien
fucking
films,
cool.
like all that H.R. Giger artwork
Mm-hmm.
is just amazing, and they are some they are believable alien terrors.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
some of the other aliens you see in film can be a bit goofy looking, but
Mhm.
I would believe a xenomorph could eat my face off and kill me.
Yeah, I still have memories of the first time it ever got. You know that side kind of panel where it comes close to the face and you
Mhm.
see the quiver of the lip like that as it's just kind of
Yeah.
breathing and kind of
Practical effects
anticipating. Like,
very much helps the practical effects, and the way that first film was shot very much helps that, because it's like you don't really see the xenomorph till the very end.
it's like 45, nearly
Yeah.
50 minutes into the film before you even see it
Yeah.
fully. You see a tail here and you
Mhm.
see it run by, you see a shadow. And I think that's what really builds up that film.
Well, it's
Mhm.
probably the same thing with. Is that the first
like,
alien you're talking about, or
The first Alien, yeah. Because
Yeah.
Aliens, they just kind of threw a load at you and it was like, not as scary anymore.
Yeah, well, that's,
One was scary,
I think
12
that's
wasn't.
I think that's what makes Jaws so terrifying.
It just
as well,
has the single one
because,
creature.
well, no, the fact that you don't see the shark for fucking hours. You don't see him for ages.
You see the attacks, you see everything. Because
You see bits
we
of it, you see
reviewed
the-
this, by the way.
Yeah.
You see the
you
fin
see
and
bits.
stuff, but you see, but it's a long time before you see full on shark, and it's terrifying because they built it up so long.
And
They've built it up
that's
so
the
well.
typical horror movie.
Yeah.
You always hide
Yeah.
the creature until the end.
I truly believe the best horrors ever created are the ones where you don't see anything until near the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're great. It's suspense.
Suspense and
Yeah.
anticipation. And I don't know why, but the sequels always have 10 times more. Like Alien's that perfect example of one was fucking terrifying. And the second one's like, Like,
Alien.
it's a good film, though. The second
Aliens
one,
is it's a weird example because it's a completely different genre.
Mm.
Like the first Alien film, I would class as like a sci-fi / horror film, whereas the second one is more of just a action movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way going forward after that was pure action, if you ask me.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got another one. The Deadites from The Evil Dead.
Oh, fuck yeah, they are great.
Yeah.
They the makeup on them, even though how cheap that film was made,
Uh-huh.
still looks
It's very
quite impressive for
Well,
what it is.
It goes back to our whole practical effects are better
Mhm.
over CGI most of the time.
Even if you can tell it's fake, it doesn't matter. It
Mm.
just looks a certain way. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's just like a nostalgia thing at this stage, but it's
Yeah.
definitely...
I think Deadeye Ash from the third film is
Oh,
still a very good character, like ridiculous but good. That third, like you could
oh,
say
yeah, he
that
had the
about
crown on his head.
yeah,
and
you could
stuff.
say
Yeah.
that about the entire third Evil Dead film, but
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a genre that went weird. Pure horror, comedy, comedy.
yeah,
Second
just-
one being the best of the three, though.
yeah.
That's because that was the first film in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
First
They
5
just,
seconds.
they just did
nearly.
it again and just did it better. Terror
Yeah.
Dogs from Ghostbusters. That's another one. Just
I wasn't overly impressed by
Yeah.
those.
I like them.
They kind of remind me just that I was kind of classic gargoyle come to life kind of
Now,
thing.
to me, that whole thing was when I was a child. Anyway, like when Sigourney Weaver, was grabbed by the boob and dragged into the room and stuff. While she's still
Not
sitting
by
on
the boob.
What
Oh,
a
she's grabbing the boob.
scene.
No, I mean, now it's hot. When I was a child, that was fucking terrifying. Like, just and the scream out of her and stuff. Like, she did extremely well in that scene.
I have never thought
She did such a great job.
Ghostbusters was any bit frightening.
Oh, I did. When I was a child, that whole thing was scary as shit. Yeah,
I just thought I had a light-hearted childhood.
yeah. I was quite sheltered.
Yeah, it's very sheltered.
Yeah,
For me,
Yeah.
it wasn't until Scream came out and literally knives were slicing into things where I was like, "Oh fuck this shit."
yeah.
It's a weird thing with me because I never really watched horror films when I was a kid, but my parents didn't. Like, if we wanted to, we could have. Now,
Yeah.
I think my mom has since said that, I think my brother watched the first Chucky film when he was 5 or 6.
Oh,
shit, yeah.
that's not good.
And I think she has since said, yeah, that's probably one I would have gone back and changed.
Probably, yeah. Chucky's
Good choice.
Chucky is vicious from the first film
Mhm.
to the last. Like it's just
Except for Bride of Chucky. That's more of a comedy film.
comedy horror.
And then there
Yeah.
was
We have all
Seed
four at
of
home.
Chucky.
See, the Chucky was shit.
4?
Oh my god,
We have all four. Well, is it four?
Originals, or there's
Child's
Play, Child's Play 2. I think there might be a Child's Play 3.
I think there's one in between.
I'm
Bride
pretty
of
sure
Chucky.
Then there's Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Son of Chucky.
No, the next one's just Chucky.
Oh, okay.
I think we've four of them anyway.
You
I
might
think.
have the original 4 then.
Yeah, the original 4 at home. Adele has them on DVD, so we must watch them at some
Bride of
point.
Chucky, underrated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like Bride
enjoyed
of
that
Chucky.
film.
It's a really good film.
yeah.
Yeah, and they
It's dumb fun.
are
But
there's you can count them as kind of creatures, I suppose, in a way. They aren't. Exactly.
it's a reanimated doll
It's a
via
reanimated-
voodoo magic.
It's fucked up though. You see the split in his head of all the blood and the
Mhm.
kind of even see the skull kind of thing. It's almost like
Mhm.
it's not the doll is just the exterior while there is something
Yeah.
fucking living inside that.
Great
Where
times.
are we drawing the line on creatures? Because we sort of mentioned a few aliens as creatures.
Aliens.
I've
So-
got another one right now.
Okay.
Go on.
Clovey from Cloverfield. I didn't know that's what it was called. But according
Clovey.
to- Clovey from Clover. That's what
Talk about the worst name for a
I don't
monster
think
I've
they
ever
ever
heard.
gave it a name. I
I'm
take
sure
it
that's
it's
just
just
according to this
someone calling
article.
it.
According to this article, I didn't like that film, by the way, for the record. I thought it was shit.
The original
I
one?
love
Yeah,
that film.
didn't like
The original one is great.
I think it's a
Yeah.
great.
Maybe I
I
should
think
see it again. I don't know.
as found footage films go, I think it's one of the better ones.
I think the
Definitely.
original one's
And the
good.
creature, I'm sorry, I
honestly
think the creature is shit.
I've not
Hmm.
seen 10 Cloverfield Lane, but the
alright.
Cloverfield
Paradox?
Paradox.
That was alright.
All right, except for the ending.
Hold
I
on.
haven't actually seen
Ken hasn't
Paradox
seen
yet.
it.
Okay.
That's the only one I haven't seen. And Cloverfield I actually really enjoy as a franchise.
I've told
Yeah.
him many times
Yeah.
to watch it. That was close.
Yeah. No, I think I remember that happening.
So now I
before,
know
so-
something happens at the end.
No,
No.
it's
Son of a bitch, Mick.
Not like a normal movie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I've got this
It
is
has an
stretching. This
ending.
one.
There's
This one's stretching. Freddy Krueger. He's not really a creature. He's just a blob
no,
that's burnt.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
count that.
Wouldn't count that
And
one.
he's a nightmare.
Entity, maybe.
He's a
Not
fucking
a-
nightmare.
He's a blatant nightmare.
Maybe even demon, but I wouldn't go with creature. Jesus. There's.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of even more ones that like
Well-
critters. Oh fuck that! Critters have to be up there, like as one of the worst ones.
Where did they
That
come
was
up
like-
with this stuff?
It was like the watered down Gremlins.
Do you remember that?
In
Oh,
Critters.
No. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. When Raphael goes to see Critters 2,
Ooh.
he goes up. He goes out. And he's like, "Oh, where did they come up with this stuff?" And he fucks off. Then
Could we count the turtles as creatures?
no.
Yeah, but they were great.
Not really.
I don't. Well,
Are
I don't
turtles
know.
creatures?
They're mutants.
Are
They're
they creatures?
Creatures. No, I don't think.
We're
I don't
we're
think so.
we're drawing a fuzzy line on
Yeah.
those.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
throw them out there.
Gremlins.
Amazing,
Yes.
amazing.
Gremlins
creatures.
has to be in there.
Yeah.
It's just.
I know
man.
I've seen Gremlins and Gremlins 2, but I do not remember anything that happens in those films
Yeah.
except for
They
the
are-
whole "don't feed them after midnight, don't get them wet" rules.
So
Yeah.
what? You read the tagline of the film?
Probably, yeah.
Read
I
the
just-
front of the
I saw
DVD
the-
and that was
You've
it.
seen a poster.
I
that's
saw
it.
the poster, yeah.
You need to rewatch them, man. Like
I
I
did.
hadn't watched
and
the
not
first
just
one.
look at the poster.
I hadn't watched the first one in a very, very long time. Then I watched it again within the last 5 years, I'd say. I'd forgotten how fucking hilarious it
Oh,
is,
it's a
and
great
how
film.
just how well made it is and stuff. It's just
Mhm.
that's just a good film. Clash of the Titans. Anyone seen that? The Kraken from Clash of the Titans. This one's-
Clash of Titans definitely has to get up there for the skeletons in the 70s, 60s, 70s when they made that
this
film.
one,
or-
well, this one was 80s, 81.
the full puppet one.
Yeah. Meh.
They-
Okay.
One, I think, kind of has to be given. Again, do we count these as creatures? I know the question originally said sci-fi, but some of the designs, especially for Davy Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean,
Yes.
like there's a lot of good creature designs in the Pirates of the Caribbean.
He's not
films.
man anymore, actually, at all.
Yeah.
he
Like
he
tentacle
is
beard.
squid. Like he's
It's a real life Squidward.
that was really impressive. Actually, now that I think back on it, like even the movement
And how they animated
like-
independently, so it was just like they were always moving
Yeah.
while he was acting.
The CGI in that franchise is phenomenal,
Mhm.
regardless of what they're doing. Like,
Yeah.
because there's sometimes where you can notice it's like that was a little too much. Yeah, like I remember, right, though the third one's not great, the whirlpool scene.
yes,
Seeing that thing, although that film wasn't great, that whirlpool scene looked fucking realistic as shit. Like
Mhm.
there was some really impressive
And
stuff in that film.
I think if you're talking about kind of CGI acting, you have to mention Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Oh
'cause
Jesus, yeah.
yeah.
that guy should have. I don't think he did. He should have won. No, he didn't. He should have won an acting Oscar for that.
You should have 100%. Like if you
yeah,
have
he
you read
was
the
there.
books?
He
No.
was on. He was on set. He filmed every single scene.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
Like
it's
that.
Just because they covered him over with fucking
I
a
think
veneer, it's
I think that like that those films are great, but in particular the adaptation of him,
Mhm.
that is exactly as I pictured in my head. For the voice, the way he moved, the way he behaved, everything that was like pitch perfect.
that was complete circus.
Exactly. I know it is.
Did you ever see the documentary? Or, well, it's on one of the extended Blu-rays, which I count as a documentary at this stage.
mhm.
Yeah.
But Circus completely. They really had an idea, and it goes, but it wasn't until Circus literally was on set, and they were like,
yeah.
"What do you think?" And
Yeah.
I remember thinking, he goes, "I had this voice in mind months before actually doing it. I had a walk, a talk, a movement, a type of thing."
Yeah.
And when I got on, they were like, "Holy fuck!" It was
Yeah.
like, "It's done." He's done that so many times.
I think
Yeah.
it's
Like-
gonna be one of those things where I don't know if you count him unappreciated in his time, because I know there's definitely people that are
He's definitely unappreciated in his
Yeah,
time. 100%. He's amazing.
definitely underappreciated,
Yeah.
and like I think you'll probably see more and more of that kind of digital acting as it goes forward.
Yeah, and hopefully be more respected in
he
time.
done the ape in
in
King
Planet
Kong.
Apes, yeah.
um,
Like King Kong and
He
Planet
did King
Apes,
Kong,
yes.
yeah.
Planet of the
Just
Apes.
to go back
Caesar.
to his awards,
Yeah.
Caesar, that's it. He plays Caesar.
for Lord of the Rings.
Did he get it?
Uh,
That's
best
it,
British actor. No,
Oh.
it's not obviously for the character.
I was going to say, is that an award at the
best
Oscars?
on-screen duo, best visual performance, best supporting actor,
What awards
What
are these?
awards are these though? Because they're definitely not,
Saturn
like-
Awards, yeah,
They're well respected, I
MTV
think.
Movie Awards,
The Nickelodeon
Empire
Kids Choice
Awards.
Awards,
the
The
Andy
Razzies.
Serkis Made Up Awards.
the Preachin' on Preacher End of Year Awards
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
my God, yes!
Can we do that?
We could.
of all the films we watched this
Yeah.
year. Let's
The
take that
most
one off.
abuse. The most abuse goes to.
Yeah.
Joe, always Joe.
who got the most
Always
abuse?
Joe.
It's always
It
me.
is always Joe.
It's one or the other, and you win both.
Yeah.
Though there was one I went off on you like crazy on. I think
Here,
the
we keep
list.
that for an after topic.
Yeah.
You don't want to
Sorry.
talking about your
It
It was
sexual
very
experiences.
funny if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Like, you were on fire that
I was
night.
on fire that night.
Hydra from Jason and the Argonauts. You ever seen that shit?
Nope.
I
I've
Yes.
never seen that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's good.
I will. Yes.
Yeah. So that's
I loved Jason and the Argonauts as a kid. Like,
yeah. And that's from 1963. So that I presume that's probably aged quite badly, but like
very.
Is that one of those ones where the creatures are
Stop
obviously filmed
motion, like,
separately?
yeah.
Oh, it's all
And they-
stop mo. Yeah,
they just
yeah.
CGI.
It's as bad as the chessboard in Star Wars.
right,
It's that
right,
type
yeah.
of stop motion. It's
Oh, it's
really
worse than
bad.
huge.
Like,
Did you ever see those
Claymation,
old?
I love
yeah, if you're
claymation.
talking about really bad kind of creature stuff like that, did anyone ever see any of those old like Sinbad films?
No.
Yeah.
They're kind of like that,
they're
where
terrible.
the guy was obviously acting in front of a green screen, just swinging a sword,
Oh no!
and there's a giant person dressed up as a monster that's obviously
Oh,
just
no.
imprinted behind them.
Oh.
It's real bad.
I bet you at the time when they were filming that, they were like, "Guys,
This looks
this
great."
This
Well,
is
that's it,
This
yeah.
is it. This is the future."
I mean, if you think about it, in 20 years' time, we'll probably be like, Jesus, the effects back in the 2000s looked shit.
No, that's true. That there's
That's
definitely
the
films.
fear though. Like all CGI is like, yeah, it looks good now, but like give it 5
Yeah.
years and it could look like ass.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, but think about it, like even Avengers stuff. We could look back in
Yeah.
a few years and go,
Possibly, yeah. I know.
You know, it's
That's
it's
the fear.
horrible to
Guys,
think of it that way.
I looked at the Matrix last year.
Oh, there's
Alright,
no
and
even at,
Smith, his clones,
Even-
look
no.
fucking awful.
they looked awful
Terrible.
at the time.
They're just rubber.
No, they looked shit when that film came out.
The sequels, or
Yeah, the
the sequel.
the
I haven't seen
Reloaded.
the sequels since no, I haven't seen them in ages.
Like
Oh,
that
it
fight
looks
scene
bad.
where he's fighting
Yeah,
the
the
100
millions.
clones in like the playground. That's atrocious looking.
It does look
Like
Even when he's running around in circles on the pole,
Mhm.
it's
So
just
fake.
it's terrible
Mhm.
looking.
so bad.
Another one.
Go on.
I've never seen this film. Ludo from Labyrinth.
Is that the big beast?
Oh,
with
that's the
horns?
big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big beast of
Oh,
horns,
there he
yeah.
is.
I'm surprised you've never seen Labyrinth, considering
know,
it stars David
Labyrinth.
Bowie.
I know, yeah. I only became a massive David Bowie fan in the last like 5 years or so.
Oh,
Labyrinth
okay.
has a lot
And
of
even-
impressive little creatures in it. Actually,
Yeah.
now that I
Yeah.
think about it,
I can't think of the
all
character's
practical.
name. Pan's Labyrinth.
I've
Yeah.
never
The
seen
the
that.
main
Yeah.
like the go
The
guy
ho-
with the big
yeah, I
massive
can't
horns.
remember his name,
I can't
but-
remember the name, but even that creature itself is
Any
beautiful.
of I was gonna say Benicio del Toro, but that's the wrong guy.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo, yeah. Sorry.
All of his kind of films have that really unique look to it, and
Right.
like his creature design is amazing.
the
So you've got
creature in
Pan's Labyrinth, you've got that
The Shape of
Shape
Water.
of Water.
The creature in that is fucking deadly.
Mhm.
He's really good. Like that's
I've never seen that yet.
It's
And that
very
was
good.
that was
I've-
one of those ones everyone said you should
Mhm.
definitely
Yeah.
check it out.
one
I've
fucks
yet-
a fish. It's amazing. You'll love it.
I've yet to see that, but it's
Spoilers,
I definitely
sorry.
want to see it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Now you've told me a woman fucks a fish. I'm gonna watch it when I go home.
Ooh, Balrog from Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh fuck yes!
Does that
Yeah.
hold up the LCG? I think it does.
100%.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
only did my marathon.
For that,
It does.
Do you know where it went
So does
wrong? In
Balrog, I remember
Two
a
Towers
dodgy.
Balrog looks still good.
I seem to
He still looks
remember
good.
seeing recently dodgy Legolas sliding down an elephant.
Yes.
I've
Okay,
heard
I
of
will
that,
admit that is awful. Or Legolas trying to get on the horse.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And
the Two
basically,
Towers.
anytime they have a lot of movement with that, like the Balrog is fine, I think, because it's in a dungeon lit by fire. So it's like they can play
Everything
with
is orange.
they can play with shadows and not
Yeah.
showing everything. So it's a lot of darkness.
this
Whereas
yeah.
all the Legolas stuff is like bright and out in the middle and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
so it's kind of
And
difficult
awful.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
and
I've
awful.
heard. Because I haven't seen. It's been a minute since I've seen them films. Creature from the Black Lagoon from 1954.
Is that a creature?
Gilman
Classic.
from from that movie. It looks like ass in the photo. That
Is
I'm
that
looking
just the
Oh man, it's so
fully
classic,
fully
though.
Is it
black
good?
fully
It's-
black fish man with
I've
the
never
really
seen it
white
fully.
eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like
one of
for
them
its
was
time, that would have been scary as
Mhm.
fuck. Like,
at? Oh jeez, this one looks worse. Cyclops from the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. Ken.
Hey,
uh,
Oh, was
I
he
mentioned
you said
Sinbad,
Sinbad? Sorry,
yeah.
that was Ken. Sorry.
Oh god,
It
it
that
was
was awful.
very Sinbad.
Do you
Unlike
know
me
what's one that
jokes.
always comes to mind for me, and I think it was since the last time I watched the Oscars, you know, like the best makeup and
Best
like,
tits.
Mhm.
hairstyling as they put it into
Sorry.
one whole thing. The creatures from I don't know if you've watched the new Star Trek Beyond.
No.
Beyond. No.
No.
The makeup on the creatures and stuff like that and the alien races
Yeah.
is fucking phenomenal. And
Really?
it always is in the Star Trek movies. They just look, not the old ones, but the
What
newer
you mean,
ones,
where they just painted up women in different colours?
pretty much.
Yeah.
In the new ones, they look fucking amazing. And even in the new TV series, they look amazing. I always laugh at the fact that Star Trek Beyond lost out on an Oscar and 2 other creature films lost out that year to an Oscar to Suicide Squad.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, the makeup and yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Harley Quinn.
Well, there were some nice shorts that
Seriously?
she was
Yeah.
wearing, but yeah.
I think a lot of people, and this is more
weren't
just
shorts,
so I've
was
not, I've not. They were hot pants.
They were thongs.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I did not watch Star Trek Beyond because of the sour taste that the second one left in my mouth. I did not enjoy that film at all.
Did you know? I actually really
I thought it was average.
I thought the third one was average, but I thought
I've heard
2 was good.
that's the thing. I've heard Beyond is great,
I
and
like
that
it.
a lot of people didn't go see it because of the negative reception of parts of the second one. I hated the fact that they just basically redid the Wrath of Khan in that second film.
Kind of,
But
yeah.
then, and spoilers for anyone who still wants to see that second film,
Spoiler cast.
they swapped the people around in it.
Yep.
Whereas it's not Shatner, it's Kirk
Yeah.
who dies at the reactor rather
does
than
the reactor
Spock.
thing.
So it's just like,
I was kind of pissed that they
And
did the
then-
reactor thing.
I was just pissed that they tried to do the Khan line, but it was stupid.
More
Sorry.
creatures?
That's the end. Yeah, that's the end of my rant on
no,
Star
I
Trek.
could go to comments if you want.
Another. can I just do one more before?
Okay.
For
Yeah,
the
yeah,
notes?
of course, yeah.
Better be a good one.
It is
Better
a
be
good
good.
one. It's
Better be good.
classic. Mind you, I still need to see the unfucked with version, but Jabba the Hutt from Return of the Jedi.
Original without CGI.
What,
Yeah, I
you mean
haven't
the
seen
guy
that.
in the trench coat?
No.
Jabba the Hutt in the original Star Wars film
was
Yeah.
not the big
was
slob.
a dude in a trench coat.
And he was Jabba the Hutt's henchman, wasn't he?
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm getting. It's a little confusing. So in the first film, you know the bit where he's walking around Jabba the Hutt and the Millennium Falcon's in the background.
Yeah.
And he
In
stands
the
up over
original
his tail.
film, it's a guy in a trench coat,
I
and I think
remember
Ken's
that.
right in saying
Yeah.
that it's like Jabba the Hutt's henchman.
Yeah.
But in the '97 redo of it, they replaced it with a CGI Jabba the Hutt. And if you watch very carefully, there's a part
You can
where
see
Han
where it
Solo
goes,
walks around him.
Yeah.
Obviously, the character in the original didn't have a tail, so they really badly animate him standing on Jabba's tail.
And
But
Jabba
you-
screaming.
But you can
No,
see
he
Han
jump
Solo.
cuts.
Yeah, you can see Han
It's-
Solo kind of jerk his way
And
across.
like he misses in one of the
That's
frames. He's
awful.
missing
I
half of
remember
his
that.
yeah,
hand.
it's so
We're
bad.
seeing that.
It's terrible.
You should, at the break, we'll search that because there's definitely
I've
a
seen
side by
It's
side
very
comparison of the scene
Yeah.
from the original and that.
Yeah.
What were you gonna? Jabba the Hutt though is a classic creature design.
good.
Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
how something so blobby can be so terrifying is.
Yeah.
It's his
Like
first
Mr.
introduction
Blobby.
is him chewing on one of those rat things.
Mhm.
If I remember, it's like
I just can't I can't get away from that image from Jedi where he's doing like the sexy tongue thing, where it's like, it's like, oh
that-
god.
Which reminds me of one of my favorite lines.
Can all
in
three
any-
of you not do that on camera again, please?
One of my favorite lines in any
Gif.
movie ever. Do you know when in Knocked Up when Captain Huygel's character's puking in a bin
Uh-huh.
and Bill Hader's there like watching the footage back and he's like, oh my god, this is hilarious. She puts it on YouTube. Literally Jabba the Hutt dying. But he does the tongue bit perfectly. It's fucking amazing. Anyway, comments?
Yeah, we'll go into some of our comments. So we got a few of them here. Sarah White said, she goes straight into worst. Jar Jar Binks.
Yes.
100. She goes, the
Lisa,
worst
agree
time
with that
of
one,
all
yeah.
time. Just thinking
Lisa
of him.
Jar Jar Binks.
Just thinking of him makes me want to put my fist through a wall. That's
no!
yeah, 100%. I you know what? I don't want to even give him time on this podcast. I
You're
really
very
don't.
lucky. There are no
Well-
viruses found on your PC.
Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
it's
for that.
covered by Joe. It's okay.
Continue.
Yeah, he's getting no time other than that. Yes, agreed.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep, done.
Who,
was
Jar
that?
Jar?
Don't. I don't want to hear his name.
He clumsily destroys
son
a
of a
whole bunch
bitch.
of robots.
I think he's actually quite a genius.
Yeah. If you
Um,
believe that theory, he's the other Sith Lord.
Yeah,
in the
I think he's
prequel
fucking
trilogy.
brilliant.
Sweet Jesus.
He just acts stupid.
Mhm.
And like his actual character design, if you want to break that down from like head to toe,
He is
very,
Emperor
very
Palpatine.
slowly,
Have you ever
just to
seen
annoy
him
Joe.
and Emperor Palpatine in the same room?
Yep.
Think about it.
I have actually. It's in the
haven't.
movie.
I know.
So moving on.
Okay.
Sergey says, Groot. I am Groot.
I believe he said Grut.
He's not a creature, he's a tree.
He is,
Not
he
to
is
piss on
Russian,
his-
though. He is Russian, so I
Okay.
assume he might. That might be how they spell it in Russia.
All right, okay, fair enough.
Surprised you didn't do your I'm Groot.
I am Grut. What?
Groot. Possible.
You were good. Huh?
So Groot. All right, Marvel. Jesus. Not many creatures introduced just yet. Groot and Raccoon. Rocket
Rocky Raccoon.
would
Rocky
probably be.
I would
the first
only
two.
consider Rocket.
Rocket's an animal that had experiments done on him.
Groot's a tree.
Hey,
True.
if we're not going to count
It's a
turtles
living
that
tree.
get mutated, we're not going to count a trash panda that gets fucking
Trash
mutated.
panda.
All right. Well, Groot, I can agree with. It's a fucking tree that's like.
Are there any
impressive.
creatures then in the Marvel universe currently, cinematic currently?
Would you count other than those two?
Like,
Most of them are all humanoids, kind
yeah.
of.
Yeah, a lot of humanoids. I don't think. I guess you could maybe, if you look at Guardians of the Galaxy, some of those alien races. If we considered Chewbacca a creature, then you
Oh,
could go the
100%.
same
Oh,
same
what a
way.
Wookiee. Jesus.
Best Wookiee I know.
Yeah.
His
What a
family
Wookiee.
sucks, though.
A little bit. Yeah.
All right. Colin O'Brien gave us a few.
Mhm.
Of course, because we said earlier, Xenomorphs.
Mhm.
One we missed out on, Predator.
Mm-hmm.
The Predators are
He's an alien.
probably one of the coolest.
So are Xenomorphs, technically.
Is probably one of the coolest creature designs of all time.
Just while you're
Yeah.
on that, just
Fanny face.
Since you mentioned Predator,
It's so cool. The mandible claw.
is it
thing, like,
Ryan? Is it Ryan Wade? Is that
Yeah.
he said? He is it he? Is he? I don't
It's
know.
a he, yeah.
I
hope.
Sorry.
Yeah, Ryan is I think you named your kid, right?
I did.
Don't be
Confusing.
sexist
I
and
know somebody
judge someone by their name.
Yeah. But
I
it
know
could be
somebody named-
Rianne.
I
Did
know
you
somebody named Rian, so that's why I'm just like,
Yeah.
is it Ryan?
did you
Yeah,
assume their sexuality?
Fucking right, I did.
Gender.
Anyway, I'm going to piss everyone off in 2018. That's
Ryan-
my job now.
You've got 2 months left.
Fucking right, well, I'll piss everyone off. Every
Sorry.
group.
You're pissing
Hey.
me off right now.
Am I?
I'm just joking.
Mission complete.
Ryan said the Predator dog in the new Predator movie is awful.
It's in the trailer. It looks fucking shit, like embarrassing.
Oh, all right, I'm out. See you later.
Yeah, it's
Why?
a predator dog.
Predator dog in the new Predator film. There's a Predator dog in the new Predator.
I don't know. I haven't seen the original Predator, let alone the fucking new
What?
one. So.
Whoa,
Never seen it.
hold on. One of the greatest sci-fi films of all time you've never seen.
Let's stop.
But yet you think
That's
Borat
scaffold.
is a good movie?
Holy shitballs.
I doubt they're comparable, even if I had.
Yeah,
seen
they're
Predator.
not, because Predator would fucking smash it any day of the week.
Certain countries, you'd be castrated right now.
No, you know, I can't film shame anybody. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of films I've not seen that would be
Exactly,
regarded as classics.
True.
But we have to fix that, and we have to watch Predator at some point.
Everybody has a
Hold
list,
on,
man. You've
hold
never
on.
seen
Well,
Psycho.
Hold on. True. Hold on. We have 2 spaces for films before Christmas once in a hit.
Okay,
Am I
one
putting
num-
down
one num-
Predator?
Yeah, put down
Yeah,
Predator on
go
that
for it.
list.
I'm
Fucking
putting
right.
down Predator. Don't. I'll type that in a sec.
Yeah.
So many good
That is
ones.
happening.
Get it.
That is happening.
Get to the chipper. I'm starving.
That's that film.
I know. I know. I just know it's a line from the film. Because
Dylan,
'cause Ernie-
you son of a bitch.
just Ernie wants a spice bag and needs to get some chip.
And then he
Yeah.
looks at the
That's-
Predator straight in the eye and he's like, who is your father and what does he do?
Yeah.
Does Kindergarten Cop hold up?
I
No.
really doubt it.
Fuck, I doubt
Neither
it.
does Jingle All the Way.
No, it doesn't.
But I
It
fucking
doesn't.
love it.
I've never seen Jingle All the Way. So if you
All
want
right,
a
we've another.
movie.
There's one of our Christmas.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
do
yeah.
it if
Your
you want.
Christmas
No,
film?
really, no.
That
I
and
don't
Jack
like
Frost.
Okay,
Oh.
all
I
right.
will cry
Jesus.
every
that.
time.
Jingle All the Way too. Jinglier.
Jingle my
Electric
bells.
Jingle my bells.
Or put the cookie down.
Jingle this.
What else we
My
got?
cookies.
Groot, Rocket. E.T.
Yeah.
Good or bad?
Oh, great. Obviously.
He's putting it as great, but I'm going to put it as fucking one of the worst things I've ever
I
Oh,
ever
get
can't
fucked.
agree
Fuck
with
that. No, all right, no, I'm
No.
sorry, but all right, the film. I'm
No.
sorry. I have said this since I was young as well. I fucking hate E.T. I hate the film. I don't like the design of the whole
Quit.
thing.
I'm out.
No, it's
I'm
alright.
sorry.
Sit down.
All right.
Joe obviously just has no heart.
Oh yeah,
No.
says the ones who
Hey.
diss Short Circuit, the fucking Roman that comes
Oh,
to
don't
life.
fucking compare
Fuck
Short
you.
Circuit to E.T. Short Circuit wouldn't exist without E.T., and E.T. did a much better job at a creature of that, or a character like that. So, no, I'm sorry.
No, hold
You're
on.
insane.
I would let Johnny Five roll the fuck over E.T.
Oh,
any
my
day
God.
and make a fucking rubber. Turn him into rubber.
You're
If-
actually saying Short Circuit's a better film than E.T.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
wow.
my
Okay.
God.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Do any of you know
I'm
what
sorry.
ET is short for?
I don't care.
Extraterrestrial.
No, 'cause it's got little fucking legs, man.
I've been dying to say that as soon as it got mentioned.
Okay.
E.T.
Can we get an on-screen fist bump, Aiden?
I walked
Boom.
into that.
Yes.
If anyone's actually still
Jesus
watching,
Christ.
back me up with E.T. for Christ's sake over a fucking short circuit joke.
I
Come
never
on.
liked
I'm backing you up here.
Yeah, I know.
E.T. is
Never
way
liked
better.
E.T.
I need more backup.
One of those
Yeah,
films won an Oscar, I think.
I'm calling for backup. That's what I'm saying.
I'm calling
Alright,
for back.
take-
You're
take
crazy.
the whole
You're crazy.
comparison.
Maybe you can get the other Johnny's 1 to 4 to back you up.
Take the comparison out of context, all right? But right now, E.T., I just never really liked it. Never
Oh,
liked
that's
it. Never
crazy.
Yeah,
liked
Joe, get on your bike.
it. Never liked it. Fly off the fucking roof.
Fly me to the moon.
I don't know why.
Great
I don't know if it's a
film, great
childhood
music.
traumatic
Have you
memory in there
Have
somewhere.
you seen
but
it
I never
recently?
liked
Do we have room for E.T. before Christmas?
it. I haven't watched it.
E.T. is a Christmas film.
It must be 20
It
years.
is. It snows.
I'd be interested to see if you like
Edel's
it now.
backing you up.
Oh, thank God. Like, I know she's
Do you know what I really like doing? And it's winding you up with the mention of Short Circuit. It's
Yeah.
actually, it gives me so much joy. Oh.
Continue with
If
the.
you actually
the-
look at both of them,
Oh,
as a
dear
no,
God.
comparison,
I'm not. We're not
they
going.
actually look very similar.
Wait, who the hell says all the Star Wars
E.T.
creatures
and-
suck? Andy.
Just like
what?
body structure-wise,
No.
like
No.
they actually look quite similar as characters. Apart, obviously, one's a robot, one's an alien.
Oh yeah, I
but
think.
like they're the.
Did we not bring this up at the time?
That was my point. Like,
Did you?
Empire said it, and they're right. Like, you wouldn't have Short Circuit without E.T., I don't think.
No, they said it the other way around. But anyway,
No, dude. What?
He's just trying to rile you up. Joe,
All right,
please
moving
get
on,
us
come on,
out of
let's-
this
yeah, let's-
hole.
Yeah.
The last
Dig
is
up,
pretty
stupid.
much like dissing on Star Wars characters, and
Is it everybody? Yeah,
We already did that a little bit, so.
pretty much.
they're correct
yeah.
as well.
them
There's a
stupid
few,
little birds.
Edel mentioned on the live
Puffin things.
Demogorgon
Orcs,
from
sort of
Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's a good one.
Yeah, they're great.
They're fucking phenomenal.
I hope they look good in a couple of years' time, like we're saying a few minutes
really
ago.
I question that because I think some of I like the design of the Demogorgon stuff.
Mm.
I think some of the effects, due to the nature of Stranger Things being a show on the lesser budget scale.
Netflix have a serious budget.
There's a
No,
series
but
of-
whatever they did for Stranger Things, at least season 1, some of those looked dodgy when I was watching it the first
Yeah, but look at
time.
the fucking actors to pick. Look at the older son.
Oh, fuck, Ken's
You know what I
going
mean?
off on it.
Like, they could have got a decent fucking actor for him. You know what I mean?
I like
What a
him.
loser looking bastard. He's definitely not listening, so I don't give a shit.
I
did you
have
see
one of my
season two?
personal favourites.
Yeah, I watched season 2.
Okay, good. That's just checking.
No, I
any-
think because wasn't the creature in that like mo-capped? Wasn't he suited?
Yeah, I think so.
I just
think so.
remember.
So
I
it had a
remember.
bit more life looking to its
Yeah.
movements. As
I
compared
remember
to just, like, Jason
some.
and the
Yeah,
Argonauts.
I remember some of the creature stuff in Stranger Things. I thought looked a little off due to some maybe
Pretension on your part.
Yeah, questionable special effects.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway.
I liked it all,
Fair
but anyway.
Has
Yeah.
anyone here ever seen Starship Troopers?
Yes,
No.
of course.
Okay, the creatures, the
They are
arachnids,
actually they are very good.
for a very low budget film.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you know what? That is actually
they look incredible.
for what could have been just a schlocky sci-fi film. That film is fantastic.
It is a fucking great
Let's say
film.
nothing about any of the sequels,
They didn't happen.
but that
Though
original.
the Netflix
Stop denying
animated,
the-
the Netflix animated TV show is supposed to be good.
But yeah, that original Starship Troopers worth a
So
watch.
good.
Yeah.
It is a
Also,
classic.
I only found out recently it's based on a book.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
one of the perennial sci-fi books of the golden age of sci-fi.
That's mad.
So
I knew it was a book. I didn't know it was like.
I think it's very well regarded.
Edel also says the Dementors in Harry Potter.
Harry
Yeah.
Potter shit though. No. I see from what I've seen of Harry Potter creature design things, it's very good.
Yeah,
Like
The goblins and stuff in Gringotts Bank are
yeah,
pretty great.
those
Oh fuck yeah!
The bang-
the
yeah, the
dragons
bang.
look phenomenal.
Robbie Coltrane makes a good creature.
What a poor bastard.
A tall fuck
I'm trying to think of other ones now as well.
from Harry Potter.
Harry Potter is
I'm
good.
sure
There's
they'll
so
come to
many.
mind,
You could,
The three-headed dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
fuck
And
that did, yeah.
But
Fluffy.
even though the CGI was shit,
I
but
thought the CGI was terrible.
it was
on that.
awful.
Like when it got around to the second one, they were like, "Shit, we're actually going to make like 7 films. We got to do better."
Yeah.
And you even see it with the basilisk in the second one. Up close shots are all practical.
Yeah.
It's only when he's on long shots that you see the CGI.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a fucking great way of doing it, because anytime he's near it, it just looks more impressive.
Yeah.
Like every bit of him
The
moves.
basilisk is the snake, isn't it?
Yeah, giant snake. Snakes. Anaconda? No.
I don't know, no
That was-
snakes.
Tremors.
That was a
I just
trained
remember
creature.
Tremors.
Yeah, Tremors, yeah.
The worms coming up.
Yeah.
They weren't overly impressive looking, but I just thought of another
Tremors.
creature.
Fantastic film. Still very good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no way. That
I watched
film there's no way that film can
I watched
age
that
well.
film the
No.
last 6 months, and it's great.
Oh, Beetlejuice, Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin, they fuck up their faces and stuff. They look deadly. I just really like that. Like,
Oh, there's like the long...
Yeah, I think we're
Yeah.
stretching
oh,
our idea of what creatures are.
yeah.
Me.
Joe,
Uh,
any more of the feedback?
You don't give us a few there around. Hold on. Dementors, Venom count.
Science experiments, though.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
maybe.
Maybe
Have you
it's
seen
still
it
a
yet?
creature. It's an alien parasite. I haven't seen it yet,
It's
but
deadly.
supposedly it does look good.
It does. I really liked it.
The film
yeah.
itself, shockingly, I didn't think it was terrible.
That's,
like-
I mean, that's understanding. It's good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought there
there's
were
there's many a
few,
flaw, but like,
Yeah,
it's,
there are a
it's,
few flaws, but if you go in not expecting like an Oscar-winning movie, you'll be fine.
I'm not.
yeah.
Tom Hardy.
It's just it's
Yeah,
just
you gotta
fun.
love that, man.
It's just fun.
Mhm.
So
It's good fun.
It's good crack. Yeah.
One
go
that
for
I
it.
think we've really all kind of skipped over a
Mhm.
lot. I don't know if we're not thinking about it, but Jurassic Park.
They're
Dinosaurs, not creatures.
I'm gonna still count them as creatures in it. One,
Yeah,
they don't
well, you're on
exist.
your own.
They do, or they did
no,
exist.
not now. You didn't even
No.
let me finish.
Sorry.
But yeah, like those creature design on that were phenomenal.
Correct.
Like the
If you're going to
raptors
count
and
those
the
creatures,
T-Rex.
yeah, great.
Like,
But if you're not going to count them as creatures, then no.
Okay. No.
Look, we all love Jurassic Park, man. Like, we're with you on that one.
Uh-huh.
No matter what, that's
Have
going
we
to age
watched any
beautifully.
other creature films?
Yeah.
Even if we hate it, it's going to age beautifully.
It has aged beautifully.
Yeah.
It looks fucking
Mhm.
phenomenal still.
It
Look
helps.
at Joe in the corner there with his Jurassic Park t-shirt.
You're damn right.
It helps
Yeah.
that again, mostly practical effects.
Yeah.
Mostly. Yeah.
The
Mostly practical effects.
velociraptors at the end of that film, or when they're showing the actual velociraptors, do not hold up.
No. But for the most part, though, that film works very well.
The only thing I hate about the series is they have to create new dinosaurs to keep it interesting.
I know, yeah. Have you seen the newest one?
Yeah.
Not great.
Bollocks.
It is a bit bollocks, isn't it?
It's just that let's
I've
throw
not-
this dinosaur, that one, and this together, and have them make a baby, and this happens. And
It's the
Yeah.
Allosaurus Rex.
yeah,
What about the thing?
Stuposaurus,
The
right?
Ting.
Yeah, that's a good film.
creature, yeah.
The what?
Very good creature
Ting.
film.
When
the,
we
the thing.
The thing.
Thing.
The what?
The
The
Ting.
thing.
I remember picking that last. That was one of
That
my
ting,
Hollywood
ting,
Halloween
ting,
one
ting.
last.
Your
year.
One of your
Hollywood.
Hollywood ones, yeah.
My
The Hollywood
Hollywood.
block, yeah.
It I just love that film. It's 100%
Yeah, it's
practical,
great.
and it just the creatures are fucking terrifying even to this day.
When-
the way
yeah.
it rips into like so many parts.
It's funny
Yeah.
when I
So
thought
good.
of creatures, that's like one of the first that comes to mind because
Yeah.
it's literally just it tries to when it gets caught, it just morphs into something that half resembles the things it's
so
absorbed.
weird.
Yeah.
I fucking love that film. You know what? I was so happy that you were literally like sucking the dick of that film after.
Oh, it was brilliant. That
Like,
was
it
fucking
was
amazing, yeah. Excellent.
I always that was one of my
well,
favorites. So.
semi-related. The
Semi.
Lighthouse are doing a John Carpenter retrospective.
Ooh.
They're not actually showing the thing,
Oh.
but they're showing
So
the
I've
Fog.
never seen that
Is
one.
that the one
I've
with the
never seen.
ninjas?
Escape from
Fog Ninjas?
I
Isn't
think
that
it
the
actually yeah.
Is
that's-
it a remake,
Fog?
not the Fog Ninjas? And the
No, I think the
No.
Mist was the one with the monsters.
Yeah, Mist is
Which was
monsters.
fucking great. by the way,
Mist is
creatures.
monsters. Fog is ninjas.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
That's
Fog
odd.
ninjas.
Fog Ninjas sound like the best
Escape
thing
from
on
New
board.
York, and then two other films. I can't think of what they are
John
at the
Carpenter
minute.
did Escape from New York?
Yeah,
Something.
he did both of the.
Did he do LA as well?
Yeah, I think so.
I never knew
Which
that.
one did we watch?
We watched New York.
Yeah, that was
New
pretty
York is the
Mhm.
hell of a skill.
Escape
Yeah, that-
from,
I think-
Escape from LA. Basically the same film. They
Really?
did an Evil Dead 2. It's the exact same plot line.
I think that was one of those, like, we were supposed to podcast, and I think at the last minute, I think you had to pull out for some reason. Pull out. So me
Pull
and
yourself.
Sounds
Mick
like a plan.
yeah. Then me and Mick just watched that
watched,
film instead. Yeah. It's good times.
Because Aiden had never seen it. I was like, yeah, we watched that.
Yeah.
What
What else
So you
gonna
pulled
show?
out and watched the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
Well, I
good
pulled
night.
out while watching the movie.
Oh, even better not.
Just at the credits.
One of the benefits of anal is we can both watch TV at the same time.
Yeah,
Well, that
the blood
escalated
gags,
quickly.
Yeah.
That is all our comments, ladies and gentlemen.
We
Yes,
have
it
a few in
is.
the live feed though.
Oh, yeah.
Which I can read if you want.
Yes, go ahead.
There's
Um,
more.
Yeah, there's more on the live
Aiden's
feed.
going to
was
reread
people
everything
on the
you
live
just
feed?
read.
Go on.
Yeah. Let me see. Does Venom kind of wait, did you read all these?
This is fun.
Yes,
Oh,
I
sorry.
did.
Sorry, I thought it was all comments.
I was like this the whole time going, wait for it. Yes, I
Oh,
did.
I'm very
yeah.
tired. I'm sorry.
The
been a long week now.
Mermaid from Cabin in the Woods.
What?
Cabin in the Woods. Such a good film.
Never seen it until like a week ago.
The film is so good. It's like,
Which
this
is Cabin in the
it's
Woods?
the classical horror, and then the
it's the shit one.
The shit.
I don't want to ruin it. Damn it.
Oh, what about the bloke thing from Jeepers Creepers?
Jeepers,
Fuck Jeepers Creepers. That is
Where'd
an
you get
awful
What a
film.
terrible
Jeepers.
movie. That just came into my head there. I was
First,
like,
Jeepers Creepers 2, first ever
worst movie thing.
18s film ever saw in the cinema.
I did see that in the cinema.
I saw it
yeah,
back to
it's so
back with
bad.
Dumb and Dumberer.
While you were 40.
Yeah, while I was 40.
It was the first
No, I
over
just
18s
turned
movie.
18.
It's an awful film.
Jeepers Creepers 2 came out when you were 18.
Yep.
That's the one with the school bus, isn't it? Or is
That's
that,
the
that's
one
the
with the
second
skill.
one?
No,
Yeah.
that's the one with the skill bus. Yeah.
That's a terrible
The
film.
first one is the one.
It's awful.
The first one is the one where I can't remember the kid's
Justin
name.
Long
Justin Long.
and,
Yeah. They're driving and they see the dude dump the thing down the well.
Yeah.
That's an awful film.
What a terrible
I
Yes.
think we're doing our comments.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you to everybody who
That was cool.
contributed.
especially Adele.
Yes.
Mostly Adele.
Oh, you've got a few live
Yeah.
We did.
comment ones on
We
the
did,
on the
we did.
picture as well.
Yeah,
Kept us
yeah,
going.
sure, yeah.
Next week.
Next week, our film is 28 Days Later.
It is.
Yeah, boy.
Is it? This is Ken's choice.
I'll watch this one this week.
I haven't seen it.
I
Nick?
have. I love this film. I
Fucking great movie.
already know I'm going to be very
oh,
positive
28
on
No,
it.
I've never seen it.
So we're
Okay.
50-50
Oh,
on
wow.
who has and who hasn't. Deadly.
Yeah.
So we'll have some good opinions.
Yeah.
I hope so. I'm
I
actually excited for
think
that.
yous will actually love it. It's so well done.
Mhm.
I'm a
Great movie.
huge fan of the zombie style films. And so I can't.
I'll save some of
really-
my opinions for next week. I've got.
I really can't wait.
I've seen fuck all zombie films. So
And
I'm
that
looking-
actually
looking forward
brings
to
us
that.
into our zombie question of the
Mhm.
week for next week.
Oh, what
Which
a
way
segue.
should we
Zombie
word it?
question for a zombie movie. Who would have guessed?
I know.
How the whole Walking Dead thing as well. We should do TV series, I suppose.
No.
Do you want to
so-
just have like a zombie discussion? We'll leave it
A
open.
zombie-
'cause
It
we
might
don't-
go
a
dead
zombie
very quick.
retrospect?
Yeah, not a zombie wreck, but like I don't want to just always go with best and worst because
Okay.
it's very
Yeah, no,
thing.
that's good.
But like we
Just
could,
zombies.
yeah, exactly.
Thoughts?
Discuss.
That's how we'll put up the
Zombies.
question of the week.
Ellipses.
Yeah,
Zombies? Thoughts? Question mark.
uh-huh. Yeah. I think that makes sense.
How do you
'cause
spell ellipses?
Hold on, I've seen Bond. E-L.
ULYSSYS.
Ellipses.
Edel says, unfortunately, Ken will have to show face if he's picking the film. Pull up a chair, Kenny.
You
That's with a
will,
H.
bollocks.
Not a T.
Do you want to start hosting sometime as well? By the
No.
way? All right, fair enough.
If
That's
I was
fair
to get
enough.
myself in frame, the only thing that would be getting in frame this evening is
The-
my fluffy socks.
The back of your
I
head.
am comfy as fuck right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so because I know I'll definitely want to discuss which you prefer, fast or slow zombies. But we'll leave that for next week.
Don't threaten me to a
that's
good time.
good
The
question.
eternal debate.
And Edel says your zombie apocalypse plan has to be discussed.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
That
obviously.
sound. I like this. Oh, this is going to be good.
Okay.
Kill Phil. All right. Anyway, sorry.
Aiden,
I know
you,
which film
you seem
you're
to
going to.
want to run through our contact
You love
stuff
this. How-
recently.
Yeah.
Where
Okay.
can
No,
so
I'm not even going to say it anymore. You just do it. all
It's
the time.
it's yours now.
It's your baby.
It's your. Oh.
You can find us on Facebook, Preachin on Preacher. We're on Twitter at PreachinPod. You can email us preachinonpreacher@gmail.com. You can listen to all back episodes on preachinonpreacher.com or Mixcloud or Spotify, or you can take the RSS feed from preachinonpreacher.com and stick it up your arse. Or sorry, put it in your own podcast. app. And also we're on YouTube.
Sorry, your answer was after buzzer.
That was absolutely.
I've started, so I'll finish.
That is amazing.
Yes.
That was so good.
Thank you.
Oh,
And he only used one lung.
yeah. Beautiful.
So yeah,
Does that do it?
Is that us for this week?
I think
think
it
so.
is. It
Right,
is.
it's been emotional and all that
It has
stuff.
been.
I guess I'll see you guys next week. Keep on preaching.